Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. And I was asked if I would do a review on this Endor 3D printer. And I've had it long enough that it's about time to do that anyway. Asking me about upgrades and things that I've done to make this thing work for me. When I first got this, I had a real hard time getting anything to print and stick to the bed. So we'll bring you down here and show you all the things that we've done to upgrade this and to make it to where it's at least usable for me. I've got pros and I've got cons. Well, let's start off with the filament. The filament's a little bit contrary. You don't want to stockpile filament, because yes, it does get old and brittle, and I'll show you that here in a second. I don't seem to have too much of a problem with black, but I do have a problem with the tan. I don't know why, but and that's the one I needed the most to make my logos with, and it just keeps cracking up and breaking every 5 or 6 inches. So I don't know what's causing it, unless I have to keep it in a heat or a sealed bag until I'm ready to use it. That could get old, because I like my convenience. I like to have them all on the spool. That way, if I want to switch, I can just switch from one to the other. And it ain't working out that way. So if anybody knows anything about that filament, how to make it last the longest, let me know. But anyway, we'll bring you down here and let you look. Now, when I first got this, the first thing I did was made the knob for on top of the filament injector and the cover for underneath the look, I got a dead stink bug sitting there. A cover for the PC board underneath, and a cover for the power box. And then I made a chain, 3D printed a chain for it, and I would rather it have been green, but I don't know why I didn't. I think I was just too lazy to put the green in, to be honest with you. And that keeps the wires from getting all tangled up. Alright, then I 3D printed the fan shroud cover to keep dust and filament and stuff like that from falling down in the fan, because the fan's sitting right here, so it just exhausts out this. And then I put a card reader on it, because this one here, you don't want to wear it out, so this here never moves now, and this is a little more durable and a little bit it's a least expensive way to do the same thing as here to here. Alright, then I went and got the new upgraded aluminum extruder or filament tensioner and motor assembly. I don't know what that's called, but it's just a tensioner to keep against it, so it pulls the filament in and out. So I got that upgrade, and then I got the springs for underneath, the stiffer springs, and then I went and got the glass to put on it. And with all these things, it made it usable. And I like the glass, and it's the only problem only thing I don't like about it is the fact that you have to spray hairspray on top of this. So just before I'm ready to do a print, I'll hit print on my computer screen, And then while it's heating up, I'll just take a little bit of hairspray, max hold, and I'll just spray the area that it's going to print. So everything seems to be working okay with it. I think I changed the nozzle also, and I can't remember what that came with, but I think it came with something that I had bought for it. And for the most part, I use the print via 3D printer from my computer, but sometimes the G-code won't read and allow it to recognize my 3D printer, so I'll have to put it on an SD card and put it in the SD card, unplug it from the USB, and then run it from this control panel, and that usually works. I like the printer. I'm still learning how to use the stuff like Thingiverse and Tinkercad, and for the most part, if I find something that I need to print out, let's say for an example, the honeycomb filters, I don't know how to draw stuff in it unless it's something really simple. I was surprised that I was able to do the barrel band, and I actually did it pretty good, and it printed out okay, and the measurements was about right. Still had to do some trimming on it, but that's good, because then I can trim it to fit. But for the most part, like the honeycomb filter, I didn't know how to make it from scratch, so I went to Thingiverse to find that STL, and then I will import it into Tinkercad. Well, in Tinkercad you can change the dimensions and then adjust it however you want it for height and width and stuff like that. Once you've got your height and your length, or your width, then you transfer it back to your computer by exporting it. Then you open it with the Cura program. Well, then in Cura you can actually turn it to where it's setting up. Let's say if it's setting down where the round part's laying on the bed, and some of them do that, and I don't know why they do that. You know it's not going to have very good hold, because it's just got that one little line on the bottom that actually holds it, and this thing does jerk and stuff like that when it's doing a real fine area, and it'll just knock it off, so you have to turn it. So I usually turn it when I get it in Cura, and I've made a lot of mistakes with it, and I've wasted a lot of black filament. But yeah, I wanted to show you that filament too. Hey, let me introduce you to Silly Billy. He's playing with my filament now. Get off of that, punk. Look, he's even got my wrenches down here playing with them. Silly Billy. This is the new addition to the family. So, but what I usually have a problem with is this filament keeps breaking on me. See, it's broke right there. And once it just feels like it's really brittle. And so far the white's the only one I've had a problem with, because now when I go to try to print out some of my Bison logos, it breaks off and then stops the print. Or if that don't happen, then they'll start curling up, and then like I'll do 8 of them in a row, you know, 4 in this row, 4 in this row, and right over in this area it starts rolling up, like like you're peeling something up, and then eventually break off. Well, then it's going to, if you try to move it, then it's going to try to print this and it's going to make a mess. So once one messes up, it screws them all up and you can't go back and redo it. So I've wasted an awful lot of this white filament because of, I think it's just getting old. But, you know, I made this thing right here to put all my filament rolls on it, and I like it where it's convenient. But I think I have to keep these in a bag. Of course, I don't have any Ziploc bags that big, but if I do have to do that, I guess I'll have to buy some filament. Forgive my mess back here. That's my pile all place. Anyway, it's a good printer and I would recommend it. I've never really had any issues that wasn't user error, except for the filament. The fans all work just fine. I've never had any problems with it. I was going to do an upgrade for this, for the filament heating unit, but until I actually need it, I'm not going to do it. It's just as simple as find one on Thingiverse and download it, and or go to YouTube, and usually people will put a link to that Thingiverse file to print that out, and then you download it and print it out. And it's been working for me. The more I learn, the more I'll be able to open myself up for better stuff, making bigger stuff. I did, however, I did print that bad boy out. I like him, he's cool. But I printed it out. I haven't painted it. One day I'll paint it, but I like him. Baby Groot. So, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.